What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports back again with another one. American women's player Sofia Kenin gets to her first career Grand Slam semifinal as she defeats Ons Jabeur 6-4, 6-4 in the quarterfinals of the 2020 Australian Open. Congratulations, much deserved. You know, she played a solid match. She was able to break Jabeur in both sets, and she was able to win in a straight set, 6-4, 6-4. You know, picked up where she left off in the Coco golf match. You know, played very consistent tennis, didn't beat herself, knew that she was the better player going in, and she played a solid game. I didn't think it was her A game, so to speak, but it was a solid B game, which enabled her to get to the semifinals of the Australian Open. Now, I think it's getting to a point where we've got to recognize that Sofia Kenin is the second best women's player in the U.S. She's the second best U.S. women's player behind Serena Williams. She's got that throne. You know, for a lot of years, it was her big sister, Venus. She was the second best player on tour. But, she since then has tailed off due to injury and, you know, getting a little bit older. She's tailed off a little bit. But I think right now Sofia Kenin is the second best U.S. women's player right now. You know, we've got a lot of up-and-coming young women's players from the U.S. that's arriving on the scene, and they're making noise, making waves. You know, you got Coco Gauff, who's she's getting there. She's getting there. She's well on her way to being, in my opinion, the #1 women's player in the world. I think she's going to take that throne from Serena Williams in that regard. But she's not quite there yet. Need to get a little bit more experience, get a little bit stronger. You know, work on her conditioning, work on her match play. You know, playing in tournaments, getting to the second week of tournaments, and still playing at a high level. I think she's got to graduate to that level. You know, she's not quite on that level, and I think Sofia Kenin, who had a great year last year, played in a lot of tournaments last year, and you know, and I think that paid dividends off in the fourth round matchup with Coco Gauff. I thought she was just a fresher, stronger, more consistent player in that matchup. So shout out to Sofia Kenin, man, for getting to her first career Grand Slam semifinal. And she will likely meet it ain't no likely. She's going to either meet Barley or Pisavoya. Pisavoya, as I butcher her name. They're playing in a few minutes, and I'm going to be watching that matchup. The winner of that will get Sofia Kenin in the second round. So it's gonna be real interesting to see how it plays out and the rest of the way, man. But she's got a good chance there. She got a good chance to win her first career Grand Slam. You know, Serena's not there, and you know, Bianca Andreescu, the last year's U.S. Open winner. And I thought going into the season, if she wouldn't have got hurt, I would have had her as my #1 player on the women's side. She's hurt, so this is a good time to Sofia Kenin to take advantage of the situation and win her first career Grand Slam. It's not going to be easy, especially if it's Barty. Because Barty's going to be having a crowd behind her. She's the hometown favorite. You know, it's going to be a big celebration if Barty's able to pull this off and win the Australian Open Championship, man. They're going to be celebrating for days and weeks if she pulls this off, man. And she's the hometown lady representing her country as they host the first Grand Slam of 2020. So we'll see what's going on, man. But again, man, back to what I was saying earlier, man. Sofia Kenin, man, I think she's the second best U.S. women's player right now. You know, you got a lot of girls, just like as I mentioned. You got Coco Gauff, you got Katie McNally, you got Christina McHale, you got Danielle Collins, you got Alyssa Risk. You got a bunch of women's players that have had good years from last year to this year. Have been playing some good, solid tennis, man. But I think right now, based on how she finished last year and the way she's starting this Australian Open tournament, getting to her first career Grand Slam semifinal, I would have to put her #2 U.S. women's player as we stand right now behind Serena Williams. If you agree, leave your comments in the comment section and say, yeah, JB Sports, you right on the money, man. I agree with you. But if you disagree, you say that, you can leave your comments in the comment section also, and give me who you think is the second best U.S. women's player as we stand right now. if you think, if you don't think it's her, you think it's Coco Gauff or Katie McNally, I would doubt it being one of those two because they haven't done what Sofia Kenin's done so far. But maybe you think it's somebody that I failed to mention. But if you agree, do you agree that maybe Sofia is the number one U.S. women's player right now, especially if she wins the Australian Open? She'll have a case for that as we stand. When it's not a career achievement award, I'm not going by who got the most Grand Slam, who's been the most dominant of this decade. I'm talking about as we stand right now. I have to put her number 2, but if she wins the Australian Open, she would have a case that she's the number 1 U.S. women's player right now. And she'll be the U.S. version of Bianca Andreescu, who got her first Grand Slam, and they celebrated for days and weeks in Canada as she was able to bring home that U.S. Open championship at the end of 2019. And if Sofia Kenin can pull this off to start the 2020 season and get the first Grand Slam of the year, she'll be on equal standing with Bianca Andreescu as the top young women's player in the game right now. So we'll see what's going on. We'll see what transpired, man. But again, congratulations to Sofia Kenin for getting to her first career Grand Slam semifinals. And we'll see what happens. And we'll find out who she's going to play. And I'll break that match down after it's ended too, as they're going to be taking place. I guess it'll be what today is Monday. I would assume Monday U.S. time. I would assume it'll be Wednesday here U.S. time. I don't know. It'll be Thursday over there, whatever the case may be. But it'll be on a Wednesday. We'll find out what the time is. It'll probably more likely be sometime, more than likely Wednesday night or maybe early Thursday morning. It'll be one of those 2 times, man. But whatever the case may be, I'll be breaking and analyzing that match at the conclusion. This is JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. I holla.